What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. You check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to talk about LeBron James and and the Clutch Army, right? As some people refer to LeBron James and Clutch Sports, the Clutch Army. Now, a few weeks ago, LeBron James was seen at the Jay-Z concert dancing and throwing up that triangle sign or whatever that sign is that they have, right? And so I was thinking, then I was like, LeBron James is publicly letting it be known that um where his loyalty lies at, and that he is going to stick this thing out and ride it out to the end. And he's letting the powers, the dark forces, the powers know that, like he's gonna ride it out. This is what he's you know, what his plans are, right? Because I think that LeBron James and his crew, they all know that they're in too deep to change course now. And so all they can do is just ride this thing out and hope for the best. Hope that these the people that are running things really don't get tired of him, and they always see value in him. And so what that show was for LeBron James was just to pledge his loyalty, right? And so he made it his point. I saw a video of him after that show getting into the limousine, or his ride. It wasn't a limousine. Getting into his ride after the show. Again, he threw up that sign, that little triangle sign that they have. I don't know what it stands for, but he just threw it up, right? Again, before he got into his ride, just to show his allegiance and to show that he is he riding it out. And he don't, because he's in so deep, and because he's at the mercy of the powers that be, he don't have any choice but to ride it out. So I was listening to a video by the guy Scap. I always listen to Scap is one of the guys who I listen to. And he was talking about the Clutch Army and how they are making their presence be felt already in Philadelphia, right? And so I want to use this too as an example of they can't turn back now. They gotta play this out and see, hope that it work out the best for LeBron James and his Clutch Army.
Well, the LeBron James and therefore by extension Clutch era has officially gotten underway in the city of brotherly love, though there is no telling how long that love might be percolating around the Philadelphia 76ers locker room. Because if the past will indicate the future in this case, Clutch is getting ready to descend upon LeBron James's teammates. Remember, if you will, when James himself went on his revisionist propaganda podcast, Mind the Game, and claimed he simply didn't have enough help in his first season with the Miami Heat.
Obviously, my first year in Miami, we had a big three. And everyone said it's a super team this, super team that. But we had to build our team around all minimum guys, which was still okay, but we didn't fill out the complimentary guys enough.
Yes.
All right, so keep in mind, LeBron James is going to do and say anything necessary in order to stay in the good graces of the people that running that pulling the strings for LeBron James. He's going to do and say anything, right? But also keep in mind that the people who are running the show for LeBron James, like this stuff that LeBron James, these things that LeBron James say, he's not fooling anybody. And the powers that be, they know what the real truth is. So it's not like LeBron James is fooling them, and so it's LeBron James basically, he has to do, and like I say, he has to do what he's told, and he has to follow the script and hope that things really work out for him, the best way they can.
because a guy who was first team All-NBA the year before that 2011 finals run, Dwayne Wade, dropping 27 points per game on 55% shooting in that series, along with a perennial multi-year all-star in Chris Bosh, giving you 19 and 8 in that series, was simply not enough to overcome the likes of Jason Terry and JJ Barea. Then, of course, just last season on super agent Rich Paul's podcast, Game Over with Max Kellerman, who is another shameless LeBron James jock sniffer, by the way, well, that crew was pushing for the trade of Austin Reeves.
But this comes with a This comes with a very unemotional attachment because Austin is beloved, which he should be.
But he's about to get paid.
He's an underdog. I love him as a Laker. But if that is a situation where we get in balance, because if you put all the money into just the backcourt, and then you're kind of like your flexibility is restricted going forward to fill out the rest of the team, then that's kind of like riding when you just have the training wheels on your bike, but the one training wheel is off and it kind of leans.
And now here we go.
Right.
Buckle up.
All right. So again, now every time they make a statement, this is the game plan of LeBron James and Klutch management, is to be polarizing, because they see now like how they've been put into a box where that's their that's their thing now, is to be polarizing and to generate content for the powers that be, to keep this media machine fed, right? These different platforms to keep them fed. Had LeBron James been the kind of player like Kobe Bryant, who just gave everything on the court, then they would have a different kind of leverage. They would have more of a fan base to lean on without having to be polarizing and without having to be, in a position like they are more of a sideshow than anything. Because I don't think that the things that Rich Paul say he really believe. I don't think all of the things that LeBron James say he really believe. If you go back and you look at when LeBron James, they had that barbershop discussion and LeBron James spoke about that championship that he won in Cleveland, right? And he said he thought that championship made him the GOAT. The way he said it and the look on his face, like it was like he didn't even believe it himself. Then everybody in the room got quiet. Nobody's, of course they wasn't going to come and put him on the spot saying, I'm not feeling that. But the room got quiet. Nobody said, oh, yeah, you're right. Just imagine if Kobe had said, that fifth championship I won, I think that made me the GOAT. I think, Kobe would have gotten a better response, even though some people might have pushed back eventually. But, you right there on Michael Jordan's heel. We can see how you feel like that. But here you are, a guy with 3 rings at the time. And you're going to say that puts you ahead of Magic, that puts you ahead of Bird, that puts you ahead of Kobe and Mike, Kareem. People in that room wasn't buying it, right? So LeBron James, he had to say it because nobody else was saying it. And then, the whole thing just snowballed, and it put LeBron James into a box where as though he felt like he needs to be polarizing. Like that's his claim to fame now. Just be polarizing and say things that, that get people talking and get people debating back and forth. Keep his name in that algorithm, so to speak, right? And they are so deep in now that, he can't change that because he don't have anything else to fall back on as far as his basketball prowess and what he did on the court, because he don't have, he didn't take advantage of that opportunity. He had 23, now going on 24 years to endear himself to the fan base and make fans appreciate his dedication and his love for the game. But he didn't do that. He chose to take the easy route. Fans don't appreciate that, like, you know, most fans don't. And so now LeBron James has no real leverage. And that's why he is at the mercy of these dark forces, because he didn't, you know, he chose to take the easy way out, allow somebody else to clear a path for him and set him up in a position where he thought, you know, he could be successful. And once they pull the rug from under him, it's going to be sad. You know, it's going to be a sad look. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, let me see. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'm gonna check y'all out in the next video. Peace.